Welcome to the fascinating world of traffic signals. Today, we tore down that camera yesterday. I'll have a little bit of footage of that at Angel Bethel that y'all saw in a previous video. And we're at a whole different intersection doing something different. But I've got a little patch cable coming out the camera. Thought it was bad, but we're gonna check it with this CCU in this cabinet. The indication light's coming on, so we're gonna make sure we have good video feed. And that would mean that cable is bad at Angel Bethel. And don't worry, I got 500 foot of Cat 5 that will go out there and pull and get it working properly if all this checks out and looks good. And we got some pedestrian stuff we got to do here at this intersection. So let's get right into it. Look at that FYA. So low compared to the rest. Looks awful. Not our work. A little delayed, but you can see my crotch right there, so camera is picking up good footage. We are going to be able to remount that at Angel Bethel and get that working today. Just going to have to pull a new wire to it. But let me put y'all on my head and let's check out the pedestrian issue we have here. The 6 is getting a constant call too?
Yeah, both of them.
Alright, 6 ain't on no more. Is that because they have a test call on it?
2, 4, and 6. 1.
There's a couple systems, and I think this one especially, that you got to run those cables to a dedicated logic, not just a ground itself. Sheet. Not even the proper kind of intersection to have that, or not intersection, cabinet to have that SDLC cable hooked up. So that's excluded. We do not talk that way. I ain't saying that's a standard, but these new systems, you do have to. Of course, I got the plate. Wait.
That one's orange black. I can see it.
Orange on the left, you're saying?
Oh, I can't see that.
I was about to say, I don't know if I can tell that. We just may have to pull this plate, so I'm gonna go grab.
Go by the wiring, yes. Orange is on the left.
Yeah. All right, not sure if it's 100% our issue, but some of the color codes are not coming out properly from their install that they did. Now, to everybody experienced with older buttons, you can have, it's just a 2-wire system and it connects as a logic. So you can have cables set up kind of however you want, don't matter the color code. These newer buttons, they need to match what's connecting into the Polera CCU. So here you got black and orange. We need orange on the left side, black on the right. I'm gonna keep checking these out and then go back around. Same on that. And then I'm hoping it's the same on one of these ones for the other approach too, and then that would make a little bit of sense. To be ADA compliant, this is how they had to mount it. I absolutely hate this, but on the manhole cover itself is where the button's at. And then you can see, now we're guilty of this every now and again too, but drawing in the second arrow on the button. Looks like everything is getting wired correctly now. Don't know if she was pressing the button. Is it C25? You've got to be kidding me. This one's not gonna.
There's 2 of them. You got 24, 25.
We got any kind of cable?
I have some little bitty cable.
Yeah, that could work. Man, I'm pretty sure in my tech bag thing, one of them I got a. Oh, well, right here, Cody, I can just take off of this. Damn, fool. It's kind of, oh, the water park's with it too. Dude, you're about to make me fucking stay here during the week, 1 week, with the kids and everything. Oh, that might be the branch of like Oasis to go to the water park and be right there next to it. Don't come back up. Fuck yeah, dude. That was their issue.
Logic?
Yeah, not on a proper logic. So just jumped over to the logic on the backboard. Calls are dropping. I guess if you could go around and hit the buttons just on that one pole, both sides, and then we'll dress up this cable a little bit better, re-strip it or zip tie it up to make it look a little bit nicer than it does, so nobody catches it and cuts it.
If you said the Oasis, the arcade's in there, and you get the water park.
That'd probably be the one I'd want to stay in with the kids and all that.
It's got dining, it's got restaurants and stuff in there too.
Yeah, that's what a resort's supposed to be like once you're there. Some are like inclusive resorts when once you're in, everything's kind of covered over your total bill. Or it's just a resort where you go in and then you almost don't need to leave the premises for anything unless you want to. We're just talking about this place in front of the intersection we got to work at. We were looking over there. I thought this was a whole neighborhood. It's all just a resort, and they got different resorts throughout it. Like this one's more the kid-friendly one, it seems like, with the water park arcade. The grand one over there seems to be the one that, you know, you'd be staying in more for expensive people. Walk sign came on, but yeah, he must have pressed the button right away and it came on. Let's see if it works on the other side. Hey, press it for phase 4. Okay. Press it for 6 again. Well, you can hit it now. It's on the clear. Yeah. Cool. So that's pretty much the issue. They just didn't have it landed properly, the harness. It's honestly harder to come back after somebody's already worked on it than just doing the entire install by ourselves. Would have been quicker, I guess, if we would have just done the entire install by ourselves instead of jumping around and checking every issue that it could possibly be, and then just narrow it down to a logic. So we're gonna dress up the cable so nobody can kind of snag it, rip it out, then mess up the system again. But it looks like it's working as it should. And I'm gonna pack up this ECU back in a box and leave it how we came here. And we'll get paid for what we did. Sounds good. Thank you all for the help. And stay tuned while we go work on the camera as well. All right, guys, we are back at Angel Bethel and 49, where I believe there was a bad camera here. I was wrong, not a bad camera. We pulled it, I pulled it yesterday, troubleshooted a little bit back and forth, and just wanted to triple check and make sure. So did a little more testing with the camera. Got the camera here, got it hardwired inside the box, and a cable, a little patch cable for the most part, made up on it. We can plug the camera directly into the port. It comes on. Y'all already saw at the last intersection we were at, it working in the video feed for it and the whole 9 yards. So that just leaves one issue. Port's working, obviously. Everything is working on the CCU. It has to be this cable. What happens, they use the PoE on the Cat 5 cables for these camera systems. Gets a little bit of water in there, shorts it out. That cable gets really hot and that jacket will melt on the inside, not the outside jacket necessarily itself, but the smaller jackets on the strands will melt and allow a short to constantly keep happening on the cable. Either that or it's been nicked and cut somewhere and there's a short in that area. Either or, we're gonna test the cable. He's gonna go up there in a second once he gets here with a bucket truck, make up an end. We're gonna test it to be 100% confident that that is the issue, and then we're gonna start pulling a new cable. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so he's gonna go put the other end of this tester onto that cable. It's already showing a short on my end, but again, that could be the way I cut the cable. However, I don't see any damage on the cable run on the inside of the cabinet, so I don't think it would be on our end. Probably somewhere underground or up the pole. If it got nicked on that pole coming out, it could be that. But I'm gonna go around and start opening up some of these pull boxes as well, so that we have access to it. And this is why you do proper pull boxes here. This lid was crushing this cable, and if I was a betting man, this cable right here goes to that camera up there. If I was a betting man. I ain't saying that's 100%, but I would bet that this guy right here is the short, and why it's not working. Which means we definitely have to re-pull a new cable. Stupid. All right, guys, should have enough cable. Yeah, it'll send a little shiver down your spine. Guys, we're gonna get a little bit of slack on our cable here in this box, cut it in the box, tie it on, get it pulled all the way around, and then I'll use this cable here to pull back into the cabinet, re-terminate it, re-hook it up. It'll re-terminate it up in the air, get it re-hooked up on the camera side, and then want to raise these pull boxes a little bit. She's tight on my end, so just look for a Cat 5 that's going in and straight into another. Yep. Keep taking slack. You can take a hair a bit more. All right, hold that. Which side were you pulling from? You were pulling from this side, huh?
Yeah.
So I need to tie to this one. Okay. He's pulling now. Got the new cable in, and I'm just gonna be feeding cable all up to the point where we pretty much have enough slack to just get back into the box and let me re-terminate, because we're gonna need a bunch of slack to get all the way to that last camera. So let me work on pulling cable, and I'll update y'all if there's any issues, anything different I see going on. But this should be fairly simple to do. All right, guys, we got some extra help now too, but they have the cable and enough slack out where they're at now, so they're gonna get it into the manhole and then up into the camera and connected to the camera while I get this cable pulled back into the cabinet, cleaned up how I like it, and terminated and ready to get hooked in when he's done getting the cable up there. Then we're gonna take lunch, and then when we come back, we're gonna raise those boxes up some, maybe a little bit more above grade, close them off where we ain't gotta cut down the pipes, and make it where hopefully a cable won't get smashed again, and then we gotta come all the way out here for something we've already done. So let me work on this. I'll get back to y'all whenever I have the cable inside the cabinet, but pretty simple to do. All right, new cable is in the cabinet with plenty, more than enough slack, and probably burning about 30-40 feet of cable out the box. But when you start getting less than 100 foot or so, not much you can do with it anyways, so burn it up. All right, guys, pulling this up behind this back panel here. Get some slack out, plenty enough slack. Trying to make sure this thing's looped up the way it should be. And then, maybe enough, I'm gonna just leave a little extra in case you ever just need a little bit of slack on a cable. You got it. Guys, they are fighting with that cable to get it back up to the new, I say new camera, the old camera. I got mine terminated. It's not plugged in yet, so it's ready to go. Crack out the laptop, be ready to program it. That way, once they get it hooked up, you can program it real quick, have it set up, vehicle detection working again, and then they can take lunch, and we'll raise those boxes up, and that would be it for the video. So yeah, let's get into programming. Just got that camera hooked up in the air, so let's go ahead. This is the cable for it, and when we plug it in, instead of this indication light going off, it stays on, and hard to tell, but there's a little orange indication light saying that it has good communication, and that is on. So we can scan for the CCU and open it up, and we'll be able to program this camera, and detection will be working again. All over a pinched cable in a pull box. Kinda sucks. This camera here, so I just gotta make small adjustments to the zones, and it'll be good to go. So I'm gonna do that now. And And detection is up and running and working like it should. I wish I could show you more on the computer side, but the CCU keeps booting me out and doing little goofy things like they always do. Anybody that works on these Terra systems, you know how buggy their software is. But dang, I thought I heard a vehicle pulling up on this approach. I could walk out here though and get a green light, can show you all that, but detection is working again. I'm gonna just walk out here and get picked up by one of the zones. This was phase 4, so I should get a green light with this one here. These guys are phase 3, so they'll get the green light first. As you can see, they have the light now. They should. Yep, and they're going. Nope, I lied. I wasn't enough to pick up the camera. So, sorry, motorcycle riders. Just ain't gonna pick you up very well. But I'm gonna watch a car come through. The school lets out here shortly, or really and truly, I'll get in my truck and just pull around to it. All right, guys. Well, you didn't even get to see it change, but it clearly is working. The Coast Electric guys were just pulling away, and they got the green light too. But I'm gonna try to get y'all footage of me getting the green light. It's working like it should too. I did almost just get stuck in a ditch. Typically, I try to clean that up and fix it. But it's been so hot, I ain't worried about it. Let me see if I can zoom in for y'all. Yeah, as good as it can. So they'll obviously, these guys here, they'll get the green light before us, but then we should be getting the green light after. Look, here it goes. Oh, people are stopping. They have a green light now. They're gonna clear through. I should only be a little bit longer now, and there we have it. We got our green light. You see? Makes a lot of sense. Now I'm turning right anyways. I didn't even really need the green light, but works out great. Detection's working again. I appreciate all the help. Thank y'all so much for showing up today and giving me a hand at work. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and y'all have a great day.